Alright, so what you're going to want to do to start this project is cut up a bunch of strips of paper. I use construction paper. It's just much thicker than newspaper. I just felt like I needed like a sturdier paper. I know a lot of people that I've read use newspaper. As far as my mixture, I just used some expired wood glue I had on hand. I know a lot of people use Elmer's glue. I mixed mine with a little bit of water that kind of thinned it out a bit. It was a bit thick. And once you get kind of the consistency you're happy with, you're just gonna submerge all your paper in there. And that is why I am very happy I went with construction paper. Newspaper just seems like way too delicate for this project. Now completely submerge all your strips. You're gonna wanna do the next step outside. Glue will drip everywhere. I hung up my balloon, and you take each individual strip and you wipe off as much glue as you can, because you don't want it to be so saturated and heavy that it kind of slouches off your balloon. You want to make sure it all sticks in there. And then you're just going to slightly overlap each piece. You don't want your treats and trinkets to fall out of them. Alright, so this is the next day. I'm actually really glad I used wood glue. I feel like it really made it sturdy. That balloon will still be inflated, so you want to kind of snip a little hole in there and deflate that thing and pull it right on out. It is time to make the waffle cone. This part is actually really simple. I just used a piece of like poster board. And you're going to want to do it slightly bigger than the balloon. You will feel like it's too big, but the balloon will have your scoops around it, so your ice cream top is going to be much bigger. So go a little bigger than what you feel you might want. And then cut a hole at the bottom of the balloon. You want to make sure when you pour your treats in that they slide down to the cone, or else when you hang up your piñata, it'll be upside down. And nobody wants an upside down ice cream. So once you have your cone the way you'd like, you want to glue that sucker straight to your balloon. You want to seal it up and make sure it's nice and kind of like fused to it. That way when people are hitting that thing, it does not pop off before you know the rest. Alright, so it starts getting really fun at this point. It starts really coming to life. I used like crepe paper to create the waffle cone texture. As you see, I just folded up a bunch and I cut out triangles on just one side. You want to leave the other side straight. You don't want to cut anything into there. That will help it just adhere, you know, to your cone easier. Now once you start putting this on, it's very important you start from the bottom of your cone, and then it will overlap. Imagine shingles. They overlap so it looks like the top of the cone will be the top piece of it. Everything else will look like it is underneath. If you go the other way and you start at the top of the cone, it will be uneven, and the bottom of your cone will not be pointy, and it just won't look pretty, so just don't do it. So as you can see, I left about 8 inches on the top of the cone. This will be my bottom scoop, and the balloon will be my top scoop of ice cream. So I created 2 holes in the actual the poster board and just put some ribbon through there, and that will be kind of where I hang my piñata. And I just cut a hole right there at the top where I will fill my ice cream. It is time to make your mint ice cream. And I cut up my pieces of tissue paper, about I would say like 6 by 6 pieces, 6 by 6 squares. Now once you get your squares, you're going to want to cut the corners off of them. You want your ice cream to have a fluffy look. You don't want like sharp pieces coming out of it. So That will give it that kind of, you know, fluffy, creamy look to it. And then you're just gonna bunch them up and start gluing. You want to glue your pieces tightly together, and then you can go in after and fill the holes that you feel like, you know, if you feel like there's too big of spaces in between. And you're gonna want to fill this balloon just until the bottom of your construction paper. You don't want to put any on the cone. That will be the bottom scoop, the next color ice cream. And look at this, it's so pretty. It's like totally transformed. I mean, I just thought it was perfect as it was, but you want to do your bottom scoop. We chose a bubblegum pink, and we did this 12 by 12. So we did it kind of much bigger. So it puffs out, and it obviously starts at a smaller, kind of thinner part of the ice cream. So you want these pieces bigger. I left the corners pointy, but you can round those off too to get that kind of fluffy look that you see the mint ice cream has, and just fill it up. It is time for the chocolate chips. These are super easy. I just made almost like little flowerettes by just folding the top here, and then I just twist the bottom, and that holds it into place. No glue needed. And I am just placing my little chocolate chips into my mint ice cream. It will hold itself. I chose to not glue them in because I thought it would be fun when the kids hit it, that chocolate chips kind of sprinkle down. And then you're ready to fill it up. Fill it up with your toys, treats, trinkets, whatever you choose. I put some confetti paper in there as well, and then seal up that little door. Here it is! I love it. So pumped how it came out. It is gorgeous, and it looks like a $100 piñata. It cost me $6. It was way better than any of the piñatas that I saw at the party store. So if I can do it, you can do it. Alright guys, till next time.